Hey everyone, this podcast is coming to you from the Psychic Dolphin Garage. You can support this show and our larger efforts to build a leftist community through podcasting and other projects over at patreon.com/Psychic Dolphin Garage. That's patreon.com/PSYCHICDOLPHIN Garage, which is spelled how it sounds.
Can we do the intro music is just Friday Night Lights, and then we talk about the Friday Night Massacre, which we're calling it that because it's a reference to, the dead president, Richard Nixon and his Saturday Night Massacre, where Trump just entirely restructured the USPS, displaced 23 executives, and has basically tripled down into wanting to get rid of the mail delivery organization that delivers like 400% more mail than any other mail carrier in the U.S.
Yeah, call me a boomer, but I mean, it's really cool to see austerity happening in real time, right? Like, you assume, like, all the, all that shit happened in, the fucking Reagan and Thatcher years, right? But no, it's still ongoing, and it's neat to be able to see, like, oh yeah, here's a, valuable, fucking public good just swirling the drain due to, malice and incompetence in equal measure. It's fucking awesome.
I have nothing to riff off of that other than just like,
It
hey,
sucks. Yeah.
this really sucks, and what the fuck can we do?
Yeah. Well,
What
no,
am
it's
I
cool
supposed to
because
do?
in a few years, in the fucking third Trump term, because of course, they're gonna fucking figure out a way to make that happen, right? Amazon is going to be the sole distributor of all mail everywhere, and I'm finally going to be able to live out my Death Stranding fantasies. That's right, I made it. Another fucking Death Stranding reference. You're all welcome. I'm going to strap up my backpack and my fucking infant in a jar and just trek across post-apocalyptic America and finally feel something resembling happiness.
This is also how they're going to be like arguing that we can't do mail-in ballots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they already have been trying to do that, even though it's been proven time and time again that vote by mail is, incredibly safe and hard to actually fraud.
Or
I guess Trump is saying that the military has been defrauding the elections ever since the Civil War,
boom.
which is how long soldiers have been voting by mail.
There you fucking go. There you go.
Exactly.
He's really just trying to give power back to the American people and take it away from the military and industrial complex.
Yeah, got to stick it to the man?
Comrade Trump strikes again. Somebody tell that fucking accidentally left-wing Twitter account.
I mean, we send all of our Patreon merch through the USPS. I don't know, if maybe someone else has found a cheaper way to do it, but USPS is cheap AF.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know if you guys knew this, but I did find the USPS merch store.
Here's the thing. I've learned a little bit of history about the USPS over the past couple of years, is that they were actually trying to do merch about 10 years ago, but Congress said no. Like, they were going to come out with a fashion line. Congress said no. They were like, okay, can we set up banks? They said no. Can we set up email accounts? They said no. But I guess Congress is like kind of okay with them doing merch now. They did collab with, of all things, Forever 21 and made a USPS line of merch, like
Wow.
like a fashion line. I think this was like 3 years ago, and I'm kind of sad that I didn't grab anything. I totally would have gotten like a USPS
fast fashion and fast delivery. Sign me up.
Sign me up. Weirdly enough, if you ordered that online, probably would not have come through USPS. So.
Yep.
Jeez, it's terrible. It's great.
It's terrible. It's great. That's 2020, baby.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What else are we? What are our other options for the USPS? I mean, obviously they could do the calendar, but that's kind of old now. So we just have a USPS OnlyFans, where the USPS is they just have an OnlyFans account.
$5 a month for pictures of your package is what you're saying?
Yeah.
I mean, there was like a really hot delivery guy that, or like USPS mailman who used to. His route was like this back house that I had. And I was like, oh, hey, one time that he dropped off my package, and then literally never saw him again after that. And I was like, oh, damn. Well,
I mean, I think really that's
the moment I verbalize and say, hello, thank you for dropping off this package, is when you are like, well, nope, not going to deal with this person anymore.
And then there was this pizza delivery guy
It's just everything's gonna collapse, I guess.
Yeah.
Is the only answer.
Yeah,
and-
no, I mean, we gotta get used to delivering our own mail, or having fucking, Norman Reedus do it for us.
Yeah, I always said that I really thought that I didn't understand why we didn't just use email instead of mail. But if this cuts down on the number of glossy flyers that are in the mail, that's how much waste that we're reducing overall. If nobody's going to deliver that because it's too expensive to deliver it.
The eco-capitalist argument for taking away public services. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
We can
We're
trust
saving.
them, right?
Absolutely. That's the red brown. It's the red brown front, right?
That's
Yeah.
I mean, like
red brown alliance.
that's like the gold green alliance right there. Yeah. Which Hogwarts house is that?
Slytherin.
There we go. Yeah, it's all coming together. Which is and where does it come back to? Orange Man. Fucking there we go.
Orange Man bad.
Orange Man bad,
The
baby.
Fanta Menace.
Classic
Which,
Slytherin
really
shit.
fits.
Yeah.
Because Fanta was created because of the Nazis, so.
Fucking there we go. There we go. Fucking put it
God,
on a
that's
cork
how
board.
we know.
Put some
Orange
red
Man
string between
bad.
them all. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Made by Nazis. Orange Man bad.
The Fanta Menace.
The Phantom Menace.
Psychic Dolphin Garage.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Psychic Dolphin Garage. I'm Kelton.
I'm Zach.
I'm Bo.
And I'm Dennis.
Damn, Bo, you take 1 week off.
Yeah, I took a week off from introducing myself there.
Me, Bo. I'm Bo. Who am I looking in the mirror while podcasting? I'm Bo. Well, more importantly, we have an amazing guest with us today. Comrade Birb is joining us. How's it going?
Hey, how you doing? I'm really jazzed to be here.
Jazz
Jazz is
awesome.
actually
Yeah.
exactly what we shoot for, so that's
Yeah.
good to hear.
Meaning it's a whole bunch of white people explaining minority culture? Is that jazz?
No, not explaining, just taking it and acting like it's mine.
Exploiting. Oh, yeah,
Exploiting,
sorry.
yeah.
Well, it's exciting to have you in the garage with us.
Well, thank you very much. And
Mm-hmm.
you can call me Trace. Comrade Birb is just, the mask I wear on the internet.
That's good. It's good. It's a public place. You should be masked up.
Well, especially
Exactly.
now with all the fucking hashtags that are taking over everywhere. I'm not sure if it's made it over into the world of Facebook, but on Twitter, for our less ultra normie listeners, there was a tag going around it was no comrades under 1K, right? That was the thing that everyone was using to kind of help boost each other and make sure that everyone could have the 1,000 mark, because I guess that's a cool number for everyone to hit. And then some people were suspicious. Some podcasts, not going to name any names, said, "Oh, it's ridiculous and conspiratorial of you to be suspicious of this hashtag." And then news came out about how it was kind of planted by some 4chan, 8chan people, or at the very least, it was beginning to be co-opted by them once it started to take over in a lot of the spaces. And then, needless to say, it's been hell online now, because massive groups of people suddenly having massive amounts of overlap. Turns out if there's one thing leftists love to do in quarantine, it's fucking infight.
The
So-
discourse is roiling, babes. My new mutuals, John Doe and Neko-chan 1488, are both very fine people and very, very real accounts, all right? So,
I mean, I just feel weird because like 3 days ago, I made a joke about how, knowing how things go on the internet, we're going to start arguing about whether or not it's problematic for a 30-year-old to be dating a 20-year-old or something. And I shit you not, 3 days later, we're arguing about someone who's a college lecturer hooking up with people through Grindr, was it? Dennis, I'm throwing it to you here.
I think it was I think it might have been Grindr. It was some dating app.
My God, we all just kind of started to form battle lines, but then somehow we got distracted because then the question became, well, what do we do as leftists with pedophiles? Let's just really dive.
Let's just
into
spiral
that.
out as hard as possible. Okay, well, here's my take. Personally, I think it's problematic for anybody to be dating 20-year-olds because they fucking suck. So.
Too old. That's the biggest problem.
No, sir.
No,
my point is,
no,
I
no.
was 20 not too long ago, and let me tell you, I mean, I'm 26 now, and I wouldn't date me. Do not recommend it.
We're talking about Alex Morse, who taught at UMass Amherst. I think the real problem here is that anybody that was fucking a lecturer that was lecturing on urban government and politics
Hot
should be
topics.
canceled.
I mean, yeah, sitting in that class, how do you not, just get roiling?
You know that there probably was some role play going on, but like my name's Chasen, your name's Pete. Let's figure this out.
Oh no!
Redline me, daddy.
Great.
no.
Well, I guess speaking of presidential hopefuls, Joe Jorgensen also popped up in the news this week, but
RIP.
not because
All
too
good, I
soon.
hope, yeah.
Yeah, not because she, has made another statement, in support of BLM. That was groundbreaking for libertarians. But
Meaning
rather,
they actually broke ground because they tried to isolate her.
yeah,
after she
They
said that.
stomped their fucking shitty little feet so hard at the news that they just literally broke ground.
Shitty little thing. No, she was bitten by a bat.
Hell yeah, Comrade Bat.
It's
I
Dio
don't know.
Brando in his bat form.
She's taken a rabies vaccine, and we're all praying that she turns into a vampire if she wasn't
Please.
already.
Let's make it happen.
I mean, what
Can
are
you imagine?
libertarians if not ideological vampires in the first place?
Can we start that as a conspiracy theory, though? Be like, we demand that Joe Jurgensen's first public speech be made in daylight. Demand
In
answers.
front of a mirror.
Interestingly, a mirror of today's standards would not reflect back because it's aluminum.
Oh,
Oh,
shit,
that's
right, it's gotta be
right.
silver, yeah.
We have to
Yep.
get
Right.
silver to be
No, the way
they
you
are
do
not
this-
silver backed.
The way you do this, and this will never work because it's not gonna happen, but she would have to be invited onto the debate stage, and, that's
True.
simply not going
Yes.
to occur.
That's
no.
fair.
Have we considered that maybe she's going to be Biden's running mate?
Oh,
I would
no.
fucking lose my shit. I would become a K-Hive person at that point, I think.
Wait, does that mean that Spike would become the Libertarian presidential nominee?
Yeah, I believe it would.
I think
Or
that's
would
how that
the
works.
second place one, would Vermin Supreme become the nominee?
I would hope that's how that works.
Well,
I
if
don't know.
that's
I
the
think it
case,
is
then
different
I know
between
which
each
fucking party I'm voting for. I'm a
Yeah,
hedgehog all
I'm
the way.
pulling.
Well,
I'm pulling for Vermin Supreme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As the candidate that also says that masks are tyranny, I think this is really a great opportunity for us to catch COVID-20 before it wipes out the other half of the world.
Well, see, they put out that update so all your fucking old apps run slower and you gotta buy a new COVID. It's pretty
Oh,
bullshit,
shit.
in my opinion.
Oh my god.
Well, what else is happening? There's been a couple. States have had elections. We've lost a few. REP Josh for Congress. We've won
Oh,
a few.
man.
Corey Bush
Oh.
is good. And came from out of nowhere. Also, there's a 19-year-old in Kansas that is leading.
Fucking Kansas, man.
Kids rock.
Yeah, fuck
Teens
Kid
rock.
Rock. This
Yeah,
is
problematic.
Teens Rock.
Problematic person.
Well, I
Person
mean,
who is-
if most 19-year-olds were to go off of, Kid probably has politics informed by like I don't know, like fucking Count Dankula or something. But you know what?
Can
It's
we-
some new blood, whatever.
Do you think we can stop saying 19-year-old and just start saying within Alex Morse's dating pool?
Oof.
Will that make him sound older or younger if people hear that? Because larger questions need to.
That
I'm
should
just thinking
make
keep 'em
them
away from
sound much older
libertarians.
than they actually are. I guess
He ran though as a 45-year-old man online, so amazing campaign by him.
Hell yeah,
Wow.
hell yeah.
wow. Using Google AI images, of course. But
the face app, he ages himself up.
It's just a still image of him in a fucking Zoom call for every meeting. They don't find out until after he's out of office. Holy fuck.
Amazingly, one of the most effective representatives our state has ever had.
Yeah,
We had
he's
no
got this
idea.
boundless youthful energy somehow to him. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Oh, Jesus. No, that's, electoralism is winding up as I guess our protests are kind of stalling out. I mean, not in Portland. Like they're still showing up every night. They're still being
Yeah.
being beaten up every night, being shot at every night.
No, it's
But-
cool because it's not the feds doing it anymore. It's just, back to regular police.
Yeah.
Finally,
So there's no
finally.
story there. So of course we've all the
Well, the
news
media is not
just-
covering it, so it's not on our social media feeds. So we, as not real journalists, don't have an obligation to have to report on that.
Exactly.
We can, focus on super cool other things like
Which means we can finally talk about gaming because this is a gamers podcast.
Finally.
Finally. See, I've been waiting for a gaming podcast for years now, and nobody's had the.
I just never heard of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's real innovative and fucking like if only the only thing I can think that'd be more like y'all tell me this is like too out there or whatever, but like a podcast where they talk about bad movies, I think that has a lot of potential.
Are you
As
sure
long as you
that
could do
people
it
like
with,
going
like-
over bad movies though, Bo? I don't think that it would be that popular.
I don't know.
I mean, they would if the three people were like white men anywhere between 25 and 36, and they're all friends, and they all don't have good personalities.
Oh yeah. Also, they're like somehow also wildly successful comedians in their own right.
Yeah, except there's also still not funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're a carpenter that only builds fucking chairs out of mud. It's like this is not.
No, Bo. I know what the first draft was in your mind. You're like a carpenter who only erects large crosses for some reason. That's your one skill. No one knows what's going on.
Listen, I'm just saying that Conan O'Brien podcast, nobody that pale doesn't have some shitty politics behind the fucking curtain, all right?
It really is just an awful thing. I know we'll get to gaming soon, but like seeing professional comedians launch into podcasting is just like do you need this? Do you really need this?
It's like seeing Barry Bonds set up a fucking T-ball thing. It's like, come on, man. Like, I'm trying my hardest here and barely hitting it past first base. Like, fucking, what is this sports analogy even I'm doing? This is like, this is the kind of shit I do. Like, don't come into here with your fucking $1 million paycheck. I'm struggling.
Yeah, well, and it's also like they're also relegated to doing these online things that we've spent so many years trying to be good at, and they just come in, and Michelle Obama has 5,000 patrons or whatever. I don't even know if she has a patron.
Noted comedian Michelle Obama.
yeah,
no, she just has a
thousands
several $1 million deal with Spotify. So
Yeah, that's
Where's
that's what it
my
is.
several $1 million deal with Spotify? What the fuck?
it went to Joe Rogan. It was addressed to Zachary, insert last name here, and instead it went to Joe Rogan.
They had the
So
wrong
sorry.
address under me. They didn't send me Joe Rogan's one, which
This
was
is what
a
happens
denial
when they
letter.
don't mail it through USPS. Is all
Damn.
There
I'm
you
saying.
go.
Well, another Trump story. We're on number 3 this week of just batshit
Orange-
things Trump has done.
Orange
4?
man bad.
We're working up. We're working up to fucking election season, as if election season isn't always in the United States. And there's a lot of swing voters on this podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
totally.
Gonna win
You
over
don't know.
the red state portion of Psychic Dolphin Garage's
Oh.
listenership.
Well, can you imagine? We could pitch it like the three of us. We are from Texas, a very red state. We're not voting Republican, and we wouldn't consider ourselves Democrat. All right, swing voter it is.
Yeah. Oh no, we're voting red, all right.
Psychic Dolphin Garage, your favorite swing voter podcast.
Yeah. Ugh.
Complete centrists.
Yeah,
We're
right
bipartisan,
in the
and
middle.
I am both bi and partisan.
we're
Swing only
somewhere
because we use jazz. I don't know.
Damn.
Something there.
we're centrists in that we are centered between anarchist and communist.
Yeah, there
and
you
com
go.
even.
Somewhere in between there.
Yeah.
What was that image for a while that was like, socially anarchist, fiscally communist, and it had like
Yeah.
an image of Kanye on it? Like, oh boy, that thing, that image hasn't aged well.
2015 left book. I hardly knew ya.
Did I have that as a cover photo on my Facebook?
You probably
Did
did.
you?
I think I probably had that as a cover photo on my Facebook.
Oh man.
That's-
What
that's
Kanye
great.
could have been
Yes,
before getting
I
red
did.
pilled.
Oh my God, 2015 was so fucking.
Thank you, Candace Owens.
I
and
don't think
Charlie
Kanye's
Kirk.
problem was getting red pilled. I think his problem was not taking any pills and not managing his mental health.
Oh.
Damn. Yeah.
Let's
Poor
break up
Kanye.
over Wendy's in public with non-tinted windows and not at all a publicity stunt, and make people feel like we're a relatable couple going through a rough patch. Oh God, what self-help book is coming out next?
Some very relatable billionaires. Yeah.
Well, we did a big tech bad story last week, and this is just 2.0 because we're gonna try to parse Trump banning transactions with Tencent.
You had
Well,
me
from the
very
US.
worried there at the beginning. Trump banning trans, and then you continue.
Mhm. That's just farther down the line.
Yeah. That's what comes next. First, they banned the gamers. Next, they banned the trans folks from not from living outside of the trans zones, of course, in the city.
First, they
Right.
came for gamers, and I did not speak up.
Yeah.
Because I was not one. But
So Tencent is one of the largest companies. It is a $15 billion company. It is nearly twice as big as any other games company right now. And I don't know if you guys have kind of followed all of the companies that they've bought up, but this is the alphabet to the gaming world that Tencent is to Alphabet.
I need you to back up one further step for some people.
Alphabet
here,
is
Zach.
Alphabet is the company that owns Google.
There we
Yeah,
go.
that-
Okay,
yep.
good. We just need to establish the baseline here.
Words.
No. It's just like I know that's common knowledge for some people. But,
For
other
nerds.
people, they're like,
Yeah.
"What is Alphabet? Why
Tencent
is he
is-
talking about the ABCs right now? How is this
Tencent is to
important?"
gaming what Alphabet is to Google.
Okay.
That is, they own almost all the gaming companies at this point, or at least they have major stakes in them. They have
They have huge.
Well,
huge
surely it can't
stakes.
be that many, right?
Tencent
if only you had a
owns-
list of some of them.
Tencent owns full ownership of Riot Games, which is Valorant and League of Legends, the two largest games everywhere right
like-
now.
Do they own any good games?
They
Thankfully, no.
they own Funcom.
Fun
The
communists
Norwegian.
in my area? Why, yes. Thank you so much.
I'd love to meet some fun.
Isn't
communists in my
Tencent the
area.
company that has the social credits that everyone freaks out about? China authoritarianism, but
yeah,
like,
of course.
They,
They're the ones that
their
hand it out.
currency, their currency is, social credits, and it's this company. I mean,
because it's like member rewards, right?
Yeah,
It's kind of like what
yeah.
it is. Yeah.
I fuck it. I'm moving to China next week. Like, if I could, pick up litter
We're
and then
not
use that.
allowed in China, Bo. It's not a funny
I'm
joke.
saying hypothetically, if I could live in a cool country where I get rewarded for looking both ways crossing the street, and then I can go home and spend that on V-Bucks or whatever. Like, fuck yeah, that's great. That's what a real country looks like.
Weirdly enough, you would be able to get V-Bucks because they do own
A good chunk
portion
of Epic
of
games.
Epic.
Yeah, 40%. Yeah, it says here.
Yep.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
Uh,
another
Jesus.
40% statistic.
They
Approximately
own-
84% ownership in Finnish mobile game developer Supercell, makers of Clash of Clans and Clash Royale.
which
I
are
repeat myself.
massive mobile
Do
games.
they own any good games?
Burger Time. Oh, they own Burger Time.
When was the last time a Burger Time game came out?
They
I
own.
don't know,
they
but
have
Burger Time is good.
Does
Yeah,
every
five-
fucking shitty barcade that is asking their loaded parents for the fourth fucking extension on their loans licensing out Burger Time cabinets from them?
Okay, well, but you have
Yes.
to show some empathy towards them. They really tripled down on that pube hair beer that was popular.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
They had something there.
So it
I
looks
see
like
Paradox
they,
Interactive. I play City Skylines, but they
Yeah,
only have 5% of
Paradox.
it.
They
Yeah.
they have Bluehole. They have 5% in Ubisoft. They have 5% in Activision Blizzard, which is actually massive because Blizzard is also massive.
Yeah, Blizzard is huge.
They
Yeah.
have,
So-
they have they have stuff in Fun Plus. They have stuff in Epic Games, obviously. Gmode, Grinding Gear Games, which is Path of Exile, and they have capital investment in Platinum.
This is interesting.
Right.
Jaeger Development, who I couldn't fucking name a single game they've done. I clicked on their fucking Wikipedia page, Spec Ops: The Line. I think there's
Yeah.
a deeper story here, if I had to guess.
Who's actually producing American propaganda? It's Tencent.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God, guys,
Comrade Tencent.
Tencent also, hold on, Tencent also has a film studio division.
Right. They
Uh,
also own the streaming, or they have the streaming rights to the MLB, the NFL, and the and I think it was the NHL for certain
Christ.
phones. They also have a partnership with Nintendo right now to develop a Pokemon game. And they're also the official distributor of the Nintendo Switch in China.
You know what?
They're enormous.
They rule.
Okay, so
I've been won
they're
over.
A very cool company, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
right?
Also,
So-
of course, the whole precedent for this was the fact that they also own TikTok and WeChat.
Yes, yeah, that is why. Yeah, Trump. It turns
Oh.
out it's not as if Barron has been hasn't left his room fucking playing Fortnite, and now it's like a dumb sitcom thing. Yeah, it's TikTok, which is somehow even dumber than my dumb
Yeah.
sitcom thing I said.
Honestly, yes, it is. It's far more stupid.
they're responsible for Venom.
Okay, hell yeah, no, actually, yeah, this company rules.
Oh wait, that's right. I remember hearing about that. It's interesting though that the same week that the parent company for TikTok is being threatened with a shutdown by the United States government, Facebook also launches its own version of TikTok. Same week. Very weird. It has nothing to do with one another, though, I bet. Absolutely
That's
nothing.
Instagram
Completely
Reels, right?
unrelated.
Right. It's Instagram Reels, but, like, when you load up Reels, it says, like, powered by or, like, brought to you by Facebook or something
So,
like that.
and this wouldn't be the same Facebook, because it's a big internet out there, right? This wouldn't be the same Facebook that, has made a lot of, advertising money and is a lot of traffic driven by, just the most absolute, just boomer of boomers, and not the same Facebook that's owned by, Mark Zuckerberg, who has fairly frequent meetings documented with, conservative figureheads.
Oh my, yes.
Oh, it's the same. Oh, of course, it's the same Facebook.
It's
Fuck.
the same Facebook that uses the Daily Caller as an official fact checker on their website.
Jesus, that's
Totally
bleak.
legit.
And
They've-
remember, if you remember a few weeks back, one of the Daily Caller's head writers was fired because of like super racist and misogynistic shit that he posted on a forum. He was fired by
I thought that
fucking
was
Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
that was Tucker Carlson's producer.
Yeah. No. He was
Also
also a
worked
lead
for
writer
Daily
at
Caller.
the Daily Caller because Tucker Carlson owns the Daily Caller.
Good. God.
So what you're
I
saying?
hate all of it.
What you're saying is all these edgy dudes who are like, out there on like Poll or something, posting their fucking, cutting edge, like somehow more and more racist wojacks are not even, getting as close as deep as so-called normie book. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Wow.
Honestly, yes.
Those fact checkers have been, quote unquote, and their minions evidently,
Also popular on
for
Facebook.
about the past
is Minions.
Yeah. Yes. For about the past 8 weeks, have been mass reporting the Comrade Birb page.
Oh
Wow.
shit.
So-
Yep.
Oh yeah. Well,
I'm sure this is somehow
be-
China's fault, right?
It might be my own fault because I help run an op called Clan Watch in
Oh.
conjunction with the new White Panther Party, the one that it's based out of the UPO, the United Panther Organization, out of Little Rock, and I trained with them for a few weeks, and we started running a joint op called Clan Watch, and we were exposing Klan and Nazis. Getting screenshots of their Facebook page, where they work, all publicly available information. but they didn't like that, evidently. They
Yeah,
didn't
even
like,
though it's
they
their
didn't
own boomer
like-
ass that.
Especially when I was like hashtagging and associating hashtag ClanWatch with their name and city state. Evidently, that didn't go over well. So,
I mean, yeah, Facebook, both implicitly and explicitly, pro clan.
Yep.
There you go.
Wow.
I call them clan huggers.
But yeah, I love how this entire story is because something fishy is happening with the fact that Mark Zuckerberg, has quite a bit of, has had many dinners with conservative politicians over the years, and now all of a sudden TikTok, which is quote unquote stealing your information or spying on you, is being threatened with a ban or like some sort of sanction with transactions, while Facebook continues to just steal all of your information and spy on you. Like, did we already forget about like what was that fucking
Manufacturing
university-
consent
No,
by Noam Chomsky.
no,
Okay.
the Cambridge Analytica. That
Oh, yeah.
did we all just forget about that conveniently? That like Facebook fucking totally admitted that's like no, we basically know your blood type at this point.
We know everything about you. We have all this data because we've just let people pull all of the data from all these different things for all these different reasons, and we just let them all share data just between each other in just a giant data orgy. And now anything that you do, like we know all of the stuff and we can put it all together. Like,
Right.
And then everybody in Congress was like, "Well, this is really bad," and then nobody did anything about it
Yeah,
because
they're like, oh wow, this is not great, and then just not doing a fucking thing.
Well,
Wait,
no,
wait,
because
wait,
that's the
wait,
same.
wait.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that the website, an application that was built by a nerdy college student looking to rate the physical looks of his female classmates, might not have the best foundation ethically?
it's turned out that under
Wow.
capitalism, we give a lot of capital to people that are not maybe of the moral alignment that we wish they were.
Oh my god.
I really can't tell if this is a feature of the system or maybe a flaw. But
It's a feature, not a bug.
One thing's for certain, we will not stand for it, and that's why we're banning Tencent, the company, from
Well, actually,
transactions in the U.S.
I was gonna say Congress already dealt with Facebook's issues because there was a post going around saying if you copied and pasted it to your wall, my congressman sent me this. If you copy and paste it to your wall, they can't take your data. Congress
Oh, yeah.
said that. It's
There
real.
you go.
So.
And who can we trust more than Congress?
I just this entire thing though, I cannot believe that there are two really bad things happening right here. There are there's collusion with Facebook and the United States government, and it seems like they just want to be the only ones stealing information. They don't want some Chinese company stealing your information too,
Yeah.
because they want it all. But the other thing is, like, how did we allow Tencent to get this fucking huge? Like, this is extremely, like, gaming is one of the biggest, if not because of COVID-19, is the biggest entertainment industry right now. There's no doubt about that.
It's a $15 billion company. Like, this is just the EA of games. Like, they're trying to do the EA thing.
I would say, yeah, I was gonna say EA is probably the EA of games. But
And
I mean,
full
they're-
disclosure, I do play Star Wars: The Old Republic.
How dare? How dare?
don't judge you for that. I just wish that you were better. Okay.
I tend to play smuggler characters if it's any, consolation.
Yeah, it's an attempt to this is just what venture capitalism does. Like, you get a stake in all these companies, and then you try to
not just venture capitalism, but also communism with Chinese characteristics.
Hell yeah.
that too. Like it's and I'm not saying that it's good by any means. when we say that. Like this is going to end badly no matter what happens. Whether we ban this company from making transactions and they have to then, they can only make money if these companies move to, different places. They would still make the money even if we were not making transactions with them directly.
Mm-hmm.
And even if we were not allowed to make transactions with anything that they owned, you would murder like this is sure this is a real concern that Tencent is this big, but like this is not the right way to go around this. Like how what,
Right.
there's certainly better ways to look at a company that is just swallowing up shares and ownership in other companies because it is the largest and it has the most money.
Right. I mean, this is one of the big arguments against capitalism, is that it just inevitably becomes this like weird, just like machine that gobbles up everything, and it just has, it's just standing on stilts. It's a building standing on stilts. Like as soon as you like remove one of these pieces, it's all just gonna come crumbling down. Like if this thing actually goes through, which who knows, it might not. Stranger things have happened this fucking year. We're gonna see a weird collapse of our economy for a third time.
I mean,
this year.
Much
That's
like
what I'm
COVID.
anticipating.
Second this year, third time overall.
Much like
in my
COVID,
lifetime.
I mean, doesn't the economy have to stop collapsing for it to collapse again?
Right.
Come on.
I don't know. I mean, Kelton, I think you were talking about it earlier, right? How this is
Sorry,
like
I was also looking up the net worth. So roughly, Tencent is roughly worth $140 billion. To give people some perspective, EA Games is worth $23 billion, and Facebook and its subsidiary and all of the things it's associated with are $98.6 billion. So it's like
Jesus
EA and
Christ.
Facebook had a baby, and then also you added another $15 billion somewhere through. So
I think the 15 billion is the revenue every year, if I am not mistaken.
Oh, no, I mean I was just talking about like in terms of their total assets, what it's worth.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So
and I was
just
just
saying you
doing.
would have 15 billion extra on top of that. So it's not quite an EA when it's 7 times the size of EA, which is
Yeah.
objectively
$1
terrifying.
billion is already a massive
Fucking
amount
absurd
of money.
amount of money. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen on it's a site on GitHub. I can find the link and send it. But it's basically a site that helps you to visualize what $1 billion is in comparison to other increments. And you just kind of keep scrolling to the right and scrolling to the right and scrolling to the right as the billion, the representation of $1 billion. And I think it's important for us all to pause and consider that, because we hear these numbers thrown around, the amount of money that, Bezos and these companies, how much all of these billionaires have. And then you hear, of course, rubes and bootlickers going, well, they earned that. But I've shown people that visual representation and they went, oh. Because, let's face it, a lot of us Americans, including myself, are shitty at math. And,
Yeah.
I'm not the best at it.
and picturing that and what it represents. And I think it was, if you wanted to, it broke it down into how many seconds. It was like $500 a second for 32 years is how much it would take. Those numbers might be wrong. I just saw it recently.
Oh,
It's
there's
still-
that other post that goes around. It's like if you made like $5,000 or like $10,000 a day every day for like since America was founded, you still wouldn't have $1 billion.
Right. Or someone else also explained it to me, or I saw it online, was that like if Jeff Bezos's like net worth was as like long as a mile. It would be able to go from Earth to the sun 24 times.
Mm-hmm. And this is money these people can never spend in their entire lifetime.
Right. I mean,
And
I don't
so-
even know how one could spell $1 billion. Like,
Right. And so to
we
me,
can find a way, Dennis.
You-
We'll
you-
invade a third world country. It's okay. We'll come
you know, you extend that out to, okay, they're hoarding all of those resources. They can't spend it in their entire lifetime. So how many people have died because they didn't have access to those resources that they're hoarding because of the way that the system is built? So
Exactly.
being a
that's why I
billionaire
think-
is violence.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
100%.
and that's why I think that it is important that we try and limit the influence of such a large company like that,
Mhm.
which is tying into what Zach was eloquently trying to pitch me earlier before I was trying to comprehend numbers. I kind of view this as like the same thing with Trump and Space Force, but like when he pitched it and how he pitched it, like that was all wrong. But the idea of, hey, we need something that is focused entirely on space, and it could be a branch of the government that then would focus on that. Wouldn't even necessarily have to be the military, but for lack of a better term, we need a space force to mostly focus on satellites and the ozone and pollution and the ISS and
Eventually, Elon Musk's orbiting space station. Where he'll-
when they're all crashing into each other, and then we have sky trash.
the one functioning one that he lives in, that he threatens to shoot a laser at the Earth.
Yeah,
daily.
he's turned Grimes into an AI voice, and it's she's powering the ship.
Look
Well,
at you,
you know-
hacker.
But like the idea of like, because I mean, without having something that's out there, we will find a way to pollute the sky the same way that we pollute the ocean. And by that I mean, like, if we can have floating trash above our head, we're gonna do it. And so I think it's an important goal to have an organization out there that could then be focused on that sort of stuff and other missions associated. And it just really sucks that it's Trump who's talking about
Yeah.
that.
But we
And-
did.
and-
We did have one, the Air Force Space Command.
Well,
I know. I know.
Like the Air Force also at one point it split off, and then it just like everything goes back to
Right.
it all kind of falls under one thing anyway. So why not just have a separate thing? Give some middle schooler a chance to design a logo. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
that doesn't rip off Star Trek is my point. So I think that instead, when you're looking at the idea of, well, hey, maybe we shouldn't have this $140 billion company be able to have complete influence over a large segment of the population, that is a very good approach. The problem becomes thinking that, oh, it's TikTok and not all of the other things that Tencent has a 10%, 20%, 40%, 80%, 1.5%, blah, 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 focus in on. And so you can't just be a racist xenophobe about it. You need to have a much broader view of it, and Trump doesn't. So I think that his vague wording could actually be interestingly played out if I guess some actual progressive were to, I'm not even gonna get ahead of myself here. He's gonna fuck it all up. It's gonna be bad. We're gonna have fucking sky trash when Secretary of Space Elon Musk decides it's a thing.
No, I mean, it's going to be fine, as our grandkids someday fight over the last remaining bits of water, that sky trash will fall, and it'll be an interesting thing to, I don't know, build like a tacky-themed town around out in the desert.
Have you been playing Fallout?
When am I
again?
not playing Fallout? Just the goodness. I cannot stress that enough. Just the good one.
Just.
What's universally agreed as the only good Fallout game, right?
I don't know. I liked 4.
Second
Oh,
only
wow.
to the mobile game, the shelter game.
I
Right?
actually
Also owned by
actually,
Tencent, weirdly. No.
Yeah,
I mean, fucking
I
maybe,
actually-
who knows?
I actually did spend a lot of time playing the Fallout Shelter. It's a lot of fun.
It seems cute. That's
I
the most I'll
don't
say
wanna
about
even-
it. That's how I'm polite about games I don't like. See, I'm normal.
You're polite.
Yes.
Ugh.
Well,
Let's move on. I hate this.
Well, there's nothing better going into this. Like, we need a better solution than Trump is giving us. But what Trump
Then Orange Man bad.
Then Orange Man bad. But like, we talked about Facebook. What is Facebook doing? They're relaxing misinformation rules for conservative pages.
And that's exactly, by the way, who he's going to hand the reins to.
They're giving they had a data leak through Cambridge Analytica where they just didn't realize that this company was misusing the data, was going against their agreement, and they didn't do anything about it after they found out. And Kelton's right. This is who they're going to be handing it to.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I just was trying to think about like, okay, well, proud freedom fighters on our end, we can really help toe the line by posting on Twitter and Facebook.
yeah, I guess I'll just keep posting. I don't know.
I mean, what's frustrating is the internet spaces were meant to be these platforms are meant to be the place where we can
decentralized, non-hierarchical. Yeah.
I mean, like, I know it's very, very dated, okay, but like there was a point, and probably even like in the pre-Reddit time period, when like you would decide to make a website or a message board, and it would be you and like the 30 other people who are into this one incredibly niche thing, and then you would have your sense of community, and you could build out from there. And then it's when shit got all aggregated, and then
Web 2.0 kind of, yeah.
And that's at some point, that fork in the road moment, we really kind of fucked up there.
Yeah.
So.
We never should have let normal people on the internet. That's all I'm saying. It should have just been the domain of weirdos exclusively.
I miss my PHP BB communities. I miss LiveJournal.
I miss IRC.
Oh my god. Did
IRC.
You know that, like, LiveJournal got like completely wiped? Like all of our old shit just isn't on LiveJournal anymore.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Well, I took everything off when it got sold. I wasn't really using it too much anymore anyway. You want to know what I miss? Here, I'm really going to age myself. I miss the Star Wars simming forum on AOL.
God, see, you know what? That's the thing. Like, I
mean
really wish.
episode 1, right? That's the.
Oh, it was the game, the role playing game. Except we were doing it online in the like mid '90s. We had, everybody had their books at home, but we would just, instead of sitting around a table, we'd dial up, and
there you go.
We had threaded message boards. And I actually liked that way better than I have ever liked Facebook.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, it was, it was like a, for lack of a better word, it was a community that was curated, to whatever you were interested in that case, Star Wars. My partner was on different, like the LS1, engine message boards because he had cars with those engines for a while. And I mean, he's been on some of those for 20 years. Some of them still exist. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe we should go back to that.
Return to tradition. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I mean, that is like those forums are, that are run by community members. I mean, even Reddit is trying to emulate that, having moderators for their own things.
Or Facebook groups.
Or
I was a moderator on AOL. I was a moderator on AOL on their religion discussion boards, which let me tell you. But
that
for
must
me,
have been edgy in the 90s.
Oh, yes.
God.
I escaped. I was raised in the Jehovah's Witnesses cult, and I escaped when I was 26 because I had gotten married as a 19-year-old because that's real common in their culture.
Yeah,
and,
you were an
there's
old maid by their standards.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Well,
I mean,
there's
all
no
the way
sex.
At 19?
Yeah, there's no sex before marriage, so it was like, okay.
Well,
so
with the no birthdays, it's hard to keep track of that kind of thing anyway.
Right. But I was like, all right, so my choices are I give up all of my friends because you're only allowed to be friends with Jehovah's Witnesses, or I get hitched so I can get laid. And as a, so intrinsically wise 19-year-old, I made the choice to get hitched. And that was, my mistake. But anyway, I escaped at 26. And so being a moderator on those message boards was like me catching up on what everyone else believed.
With the
Because I hadn't
discourse.
been-
Yeah.
I hadn't been allowed to learn any of it. So
Yeah.
it was informative for me, but there was, I enjoyed the ability to bannernate people though who were being complete dicks, you know?
Well, that's the
Like,
thing too. You touch on
Give
a
me
really
that
good
power
point there.
back.
You touch on a really good point there of like, you know, fucking the internet can be a beautiful, open, great place where people
Yes.
expose themselves to new ideas and talk to people they
expose
normally
themselves.
wouldn't. Where people can expose themselves, ... to new ideas. Yes, thank you.
That
Thank you,
too,
Kelvin.
wink, wink.
And you know, like fucking, it's like a big, beautiful ocean almost or something. But you know, the internet of today is an ocean of, I don't know,
The
like,
Exxon Valdez oil
yeah,
spill.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've got several different huge fucking robot sharks swimming around it, and we're all just little fucking barnacles on their nutsacks. Like it's terrible.
And what's
How do
worse,
you
they
think
turn into a
barnacles
Sharknado.
work?
I don't know what
Hmm.
barnacles are. Barnacles are a thing in SpongeBob. That's it. I'm sure they're sexually transmitted from shark to shark. All right. I've seen anime. I know how this works. But yeah, going actually back to my point. It's funny I say that because you know, the amount of just absolute bullshit that gets spread around the internet too. You know, like, and God knows a fucking company like Facebook doesn't care about that.
No.
So
Oh,
yeah.
everyone's opinion has to matter on Facebook. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if your opinion is based in bullshit that's harmful to other people. Oh,
yeah.
well, that's their opinion. So yeah, you know, so I can report a guy, you know, doing the Nazi salute and holding the swastika and, you know, jacking off the other hand to Hitler.
Yeah.
And that does not violate community standards.
No, how
But,
could it?
you know, but I post up a meme that talks about the ration effect of the quote unquote two-party system, you know, showing how that works. And that merits me getting banned for 5 days and I can't go live for 30 days.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, I know at least in my Facebook posting experience, I run a page called Communist Ghost Schemes.
Oh, I
And,
know that one.
Oh well, thank you.
I like your
Or
page.
I'm sorry. Either way, but I mean, it is insane. And just, you know, occasionally having to accept the fact like, randomly like 30 Nazis are gonna just kind of show up and start like
Yeah.
making an afternoon of it. So it's gonna be a thing. Get ready
Yep.
for it.
Yep.
Woohoo!
And then they like to yell at you when you ban them. I didn't realize I had reviews on my page there. And several months ago, I just eliminated them off the page because, first of all, I don't give a fuck. And secondly, I just had all these boog boys on there. You're violating my freedom of speech by banning me from your page. Like,
Good. That was
Yeah,
the point.
yeah,
right?
get fucked,
You know?
dude. Yeah.
yeah. It's like Kif. That's the noise I make. Is like if you watch Futurama, whenever Kif gets, you know, annoyed.
He goes. "Ugh."
Yes.
Yeah, let's
I
let's
make
just
that
all go
noise a
back
lot.
to forums. Fuck it.
Honestly, that's the way it needs to be. I mean, there's so much that needs to be fixed with the way that people access, and we talked about it last week. Like, people need to be able to access the internet, first of all. And
Mhm.
Trace, you could barely access the internet from your own home in the U.S., and that's a common thing. And we're, you know, imagining ourselves, we have Silicon Valley, we're the center of technology in the universe, and like something like half of people in the United States don't have more than 10 megabytes a second like download speeds. 10 megabit byte.
I mean-
byte bits.
I mean, if you've ever been to any of our streams and you've seen the struggle it is for me to get on and stream anything, like, you know, and I live in like a metropolitan area and my internet
Right.
is still shit. It's because of the, you know, the monopolies that that the data companies have around here. You know,
Yep.
just choking me into having this one plan, and I have to have this one because it's the only one around.
I have a cousin who's an attorney, and back in the 90s and early 2000s, I believe it was, said cousin was the vice president of legal for one of the major providers. We'll just call them Comcrap. And
Legally
ended
distinct
up-
from any other company, I'm
Yes,
sure.
yes.
I mean, my favorite one is Comcast, but
yeah, and he
I'm subscribed to that guy's OnlyFans, actually.
Yeah,
He
Jake Flores,
quit.
he's hilarious.
he quit and he started his own company to fight cable corruption and help like municipalities deal with the cable companies wanting to come in and have monopolies.
Jesus.
So I was like, oh, so you went on the inside for a while.
yeah, you got to learn how
Yeah.
they move first, you know.
Mhm.
I was undercover, you see.
Yeah.
God.
That's good. I mean, that's one thing you can do, you know, and I mean, aside from the fact that, you know, I have a Minecraft server, and I like to imagine that our Minecraft server is analogous to me also being able to run a forum off of that computer. Like, we could run our own, you know, Psychic Dolphin garage forum, and that's that's really all that I can do as an individual. There's so much. This is just going back to like the global warming thing. Like, there's only so much we can do as individuals inside of a system where I did find the 1 pixel wealth scrolly thingy, and I'll put it in the show notes. You know, to fight something like this where there is hundreds of billions, even trillions of dollars that are not being put towards things that benefit us or that improve humankind. Like, it's hard to say that we're, you know, the goal should be fighting for humankind, because it's such a large concept, and it's so like idealist sounding, I guess.
Well, it's not a bad place to start, though, in that way, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, fucking shoot for the stars, you'll end up on the moon or whatever, you know what I mean?
Shoot
Like,
for the moon, you'll end up.
yeah, fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Shoot the stars. Just fucking gun them down.
Shoot 'em.
Like,
That's part of the latest.
That's
policy
the American
proposal,
way.
right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what
absolutely.
Space Force is for. But yeah, like, you know, when every dumb fucking you know, bootlicking libertarian guys like, oh, well, you know, you just want free shit, commie. It's like, no, I want a functional fucking civilization. Like, think where we could be right now as, like, a species and as a country and just as individual people living better lives if, you know, we designed a fucking economic system and social system that actually benefited people instead of, you know, letting a few, you know, 100 rich dickheads just have their fucking 100th yacht or whatever it happens to be.
Oh, and those
Yeah.
dickheads, by the way, don't pay any fucking taxes.
Yeah, they don't pay
And
back into anything
if
at
you
all, yeah.
And if you expose them through something, say like the Panama Papers, your car might blow up as soon as you start
Yeah,
it.
nothing happens, best case scenario.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's why it's important that we take to the streets, right? Because nothing bad happens to the protesters there,
Oh, yeah.
right?
That's why we have
because that's where
rights.
freedom
We
of
have the
speech
right to
really
protest.
matters.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, god damn it.
Well, and I mean, I guess that is kind of why we, you know, have small projects that we, you know, where we can come on and make jokes about Jake Flores and
Tencent.
and also Tencent.
Also, Tencent, if you're listening, send us money, and we will absolutely, like, fucking dude, I will shill for Fortnite so hard. Just cut me a check, please.
You know what my favorite upcoming movie is? Wonder Woman 3, coming from Tencent.
I can't
Minions
wait to
7,
talk.
President Minions.
I can't wait to talk about it on my Bad Movies podcast. Also, I play League of Legends. Like, all you have to do is give me like a small League of Legends sponsorship. I will bump that every fucking time. I've already paid y'all so much fucking money at this point. It doesn't matter.
Just
Just
Like-
pay it back a little bit.
If they like, what's the highest rank you can get in League of Legends? I don't know.
Challenger.
Okay.
Well,
Like,
I
they
mean, Zach, for
they
you silver,
auto
but-
ranked you as challenger.
Oh God, this is the reason why the game is dying. But also, yes, I will take it. I will never queue up again on that account. But I will say I have a
You're
challenger
locked
account.
in. You can be 0 for 86, and you'll still be challenger.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I'll never queue up because I refuse to bring that upon any person who has actually worked that hard to get to be a challenger player. I would make people cry if challengers tried to play with me. They would cry.
All these lazy commies just want free stuff, like checks notes, League of Legends rankings.
That's also why, people like the Psychic Dolphin Garage, like communist ghost schemes against capitalist vampire regimes, and Comrade Birb run stuff on Facebook on these platforms, because we do kind of hope that our small little scream into the void helps in some small part in a larger larger vision for change.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we want to thank you, Trace, for sticking around. We also want to thank everybody who's listening, if they've made it this far, for sticking around. You are a true comrade, and we would like to shout out all of our patrons, especially Scott for contributing to our dialectical tier, as well as Thomas, Spencer, David, and Naught for contributing to our Deadpool's Advocate tier. Y'all keep us making content during quarantine.
You keep this nice fragrant diesel engine running here in the garage.
Yeah. We hope you liked our latest Patreon exclusive episode, Satanist Sex Cults.
Sonic High School, Revengeance.
That one is coming, I believe.
Oh, it's coming.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh boy.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Strap on your invisible sex hats, folks.
Remember, if you want to become a patron, you can for $5 a month, or for $1 a month, so you have $4 to spend on bail funds, because there are still protests happening. I believe the Navajo Nation the Navajo Nation was being rampaged by COVID. They're
a total lack of support, and
reported on that they were like sent body bags instead of medical supplies. And they're
like the most grim fuck you basically possible. Yeah,
and a lot of these American Indian nations are beginning to also mobilize. So bail funds for all of anything that you see is happening is worth putting your time into, because there's just so much. But with that said, is there anything else that anyone would like to plug? We can begin with you, Comrade Birb. What is happening under the Comrade Birb brand?
Well, right now we're back on Facebook for now. They let me back in. I am looking at alternatives, including Mastodon, and possibly moving that community that's on Facebook. Any of them will come with me to Mastodon, in case Facebook just keeps getting shittier and keeps banning me from posting anything. Oh no, it's not in character for them or anything. But I also have a website, comradeburb.com, BIRB.com, and you can find my podcast there, my blog. I am working right now on getting more videos back up. I have some content that I'm actually working in Adobe After Effects, trying to learn that and get up to speed. Yeah, and I have a comrade who came on Friday and did a revolutionary analysis of all of the Star Wars films. So, and it's really quite rad, I think, anyway. And got that. I've got an interview with a non-binary pro wrestler who's working out of Korea right now, Duncan Solaire.
Oh, awesome.
Yep. And I have a weekly series we're working on that is a weekly chapter review of Howard Zinn's A People's History of the United States, because all that history that they suppressed and whitewashed out of our history textbooks in school, it was done that way for a reason, and it's to make us more easy to control and manipulate. So I think it's important that people get up to speed on that. And with everyone being in the middle of a global pandemic, I thought maybe if we can offer a 15, 20-minute episode every week about a particular piece of our history that not only has significance in the past, but in our current day. So that's kind of what's on my agenda right now.
That sounds awesome.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, Kelton, what projects are you working on now, in the future, in the past?
In the past, time is cyclical. Jesus Christ, I can't
Simplical.
Yeah, it's simplical. I guess an important thing would be recently on Sports Radio 1917, the sports podcast from a leftist perspective, we had Oliver Bateman on, who's written in Mel magazine as well as The Ringer. And he's also one of the hosts on the What's Left podcast with Amy Therese. So that was a very interesting
Nice.
thing
That's
to
super
just chat with him about. Because it turns out that there aren't that many leftists who are like diehard sports fans, but my God, like I didn't realize it was such a brotherhood. Because like the few of us that there are, we cling to each other, man. It's
much like those early forums, it's small, tight knit communities, and there's usually one or two weirdos that you come to love.
Right on.
That's something if you like sports, please check out Sports Radio 1917. It's a podcast that comes out on Friday mornings. It's also a streaming show that comes out around 8. And so then that's pretty much all I got going on. What's happening in the larger world? What's going on the streams?
Obviously reading stream Tuesday at 8 Central. Game stream Friday at 8 Central. We're hoping to add something on Monday, with the wonks. So we will be kind of revealing that soon. We're working on lots of stuff in the background. Bo, you were working on Patreon content. I know we said it already.
Oh, yeah. Actually stating it instead of... So if you missed our first half of the Patreon episode where we just read through a bunch of Sonic High School, this, the well-renowned fan fiction Sonic High School, we are going to do part 2 of that. That is confirmed.
Oh, yeah.
So keep an eye open for whenever we do that.
Cool. The streams, like I mentioned, are happening. Also, just follow us on the rest of our social media, our YouTube. Check out Dennis's videos. Dennis, you have another video that you're making progress.
Yep, I'm writing the script. It's coming along. It is one that you all voted for in the survey. So thank you for all of that information. The next video coming out on later this month for Psychic Dolphin Garage will be about Colonia Dignidad. I was kind of also inspired because we are currently reading oh God, why can't I not think of the name of the book right now?
Designing
Freedom by Stafford Beard, who helped the presidency of Allende back in Chile in the late 60s and early 70s. Well, as it turns out, Colonia Dignidad was a cult that was run by fascists that was occurring concurrently with them, and apparently they also helped overthrow Allende with the fascist Pinochet. So look forward to that because it's very very interesting information. It's kind of hard to get through everything though because it's really, really gross and scary.
Fun.
Yeah,
because I don't have enough.
Just
of that
what
in my
you want to
day-to-day
read
life.
during a
but
pandemic.
like it's a cult mixed with fascism. Like it's right up the morbid curiosity of our audience. I love it.
Well, capitalism is a death cult too, so meh.
Yep.
Cool. Well, I think that just about does it for plugs. Kelton, will you please take us out of here?
The next time you see us, just expect us to have an amazing graphics package and also be, I guess, called Weapons of the Communist State. Who knows? In the meantime, we love you. Deuces. Thanks for listening to another episode of Psychic Dolphin Garage. Check out our link tree in the show notes so you can join our Discord and subreddit and become a part of the community. Find our podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, or pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. Word of mouth is still the best way for us to bring this weird leftist show to as many people as we possibly can. So if you like the episode, please share it with someone, anyone. Just one other person at your school or office or parole hearing who you think might like what we do. We trust your judgment. Be sure to join us every week for Destiny Tuesdays on our Discord, the PDLR Fantasy Sports Show Thursdays on our YouTube channel, and Variety Game Night Fridays on Twitch. That just about covers it. All right, we love you. Bye.